September the 29th, 2021. Time flies. It's already September. It's going to be October before we blink of an eye here. Let me see if I can find myself. Been looking for myself for a long time. Let's see if we can find myself. I don't see me on here. There we go. Live. Okay. All right. So today I thought I'd just come on and try to do a video. It's been a while since we've been on doing live stream, and it's like well, it's something that I should do more of, because this people can ask me questions like anything new, what's going on and things like that. So how are we dealing during this time? I tell you what, it's really quite different dealing with things during this time, because you never ever really know what's going to happen next, or any new things going to be coming down the road, you know. So it's really kind of hard to keep up with what's going on, you know. I know for me, it's like all of a sudden there's something new. There's something new always, all the time. So it's a never-ending thing. Let me just make sure here. I always do this backwards. Sometimes YouTube, it takes a while for it to click in. Hopefully my internet's good today. So good morning, everybody. Let's see here. It says I have 7 on. So good morning. Hello, Mr. Mitch Brumwell. How are you doing this morning? Thank you so much. How is things with you? Thank you for coming on and spending your valuable time with me today. How is sunny Florida? Are you, how are things there? I talked to my friend that lives over in Tampa side, Dunedin, and he's doing good. I mean, you know, it's the same old thing. Things are really different there now than what they were when I was there. Now, Steve Baby, good morning. How you doing, Steve D? How is everything? And how's you? Kanoy, good morning, sir. How you doing, Mr. Kanoy? How is life, sir? How is everything with you, Kanoy? Good morning, Miss Ruth. How are you? Miss Ruth is doing laundry today. She's kind of like, you know, a list of things she wanted to do some things today. Jimmy D, good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Tim D, good morning, sir. How you doing? Steve Baby. James Wiley, it's different and getting worse here in the U.S. I can't wait to get there permanently. James, I understand. I do understand that. Tim D, again, good morning. Survival mode, Mr. Mitch. I understand. We and those I'm watching. Hello, Mr. Ken Unger. Bad Lash Khan, good morning. I'm in the Philippines, and a lot of the guys are scattered. Kanoy, so how you doing? Where you at? Are you back in Canada, or are you somewhere else, sir? So Kanoy is saying hi to everybody. Raccoon password, D Nux, okay. Ken Unger, how you doing, Mr. Ken? How is everything, Ken? How's car sales? You staying busy? Hopefully you're doing well. Kanoy, yeah, good to see you. Tim D, good to see you, man. Good to see you. So if I want to apologize to ones that do videos that I maybe have not gotten there yet, and I want to apologize for that. Oh, it's bad Lash, you're from India, okay. I'm presently in a place in Mindinao, Philippines. It's called Maragbug, and I've been here, you know, 5 years plus, 5 years and 5 months or something like that. So time flies. I just remember, it seemed like yesterday I was here 1 year, you know. It just seems like. Coffee, good morning. It's not Starbucks, it's Folgers drip coffee. So glad everything is well with you guys. So let's see. Still in Canada, just getting over back issues, but okay now. Oh man, Kanoy, there's nothing worse than having a back issue. It's hard to motivate around. Yeah, I fell one time and hurt my back, and I didn't think was ever going to get well, but it ended up being fine. You know, ended up working well for me. You know, it was hard, but I was all right. Great place. My girl is from there. From here, this one right here, Kanoi. There are more. Uh, why do you think I moved here? No, but really, you are like I couldn't count how many people have actually found ladies here in Mindanao or right there where I'm at. Uh, James is saying, let's see here, hold on. So Kanoy, is your girlfriend from here, really? Steve D is saying, been busy lately, get on your live chats. I know this is the second live chat I've only done. I did one Sunday, and it's been a while since I've been on. It's been a while. I have to tell you, it's been probably 2, 3, 4 months. I was sick for 2, 3 months. I mean, I was really sick, and couldn't even motivate. Uh, James saying, I'm recovering from back surgery too. Isn't any fun? But God willing, I'll make it. I tell you what, James, you'll make it. Hang in there. Back surgery hurts. Hurting your back, discs, neck, any of that stuff. Steve's asking, how's everybody doing? We're doing all good here in Mindanao. It's how can I say? You remember Mindanao, how busy it is here in town, and how busy it can get. The activities have decreased considerably. Like a lot of the businesses are still doing fine. They're hanging in there. I mean, businesses are still open. It's not like you drive down the street and you see close, 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 close. If one happens to close, somebody else opens it up the next day. $750 direct flight from Manila to New York City. Philippines Airlines ASAP tickets. Gosh, that's cheap. I'm going to you, Mitch. ASAP tickets. That's a pretty good deal. $750. Is that direct flight? So it's one way. Kanoi, yep, right there, Tom. From the really, the next one, really. Congratulations, hey Kanoi. Hey, good. So when you get here with me and Top Shipman and all the guys, we'll all get together, and Rick Morris, and there's plenty of guys here. Oh, there's a few others. A couple from Canada here. A couple from Australia here. Always on my channel. As you know, Slim's over in CDO. Slim Jim is in CDO with his beautiful lady, Sherry. And we can have a gathering. That'd be nice. Probably, Kanoi. I probably do know some of the family. If not, Miss Ruth does. You know, the other day, I don't really realize how big family is. And I said, well, who's that's my cousin. I said, your cousin? I never met the cousin. Oh, yeah, he did. He came to so-and-so. It's like, well, I didn't meet him. Well, that's my other cousin. It's like, okay, first cousins, you know. Right there, Tom. That's awesome. JL, good morning, sir. I haven't seen you on for a while. I'm going almost 2 years since I visited the Philippines. JL, I know, I'm sorry. There's not much that we can do about that. You know, it's like, if I could snap my fingers, open it up, I would. But I tell you what, no face shields is now okay. Masks are mandatory. Things are opening up a little bit. They have control over it in Manila. The cases seem to be declining considerably. So I think they're thinking to maybe. No, there's a lot of positives, more positives than negatives. Used to be it's all negatives. Now it seems to be a lot of positives. Good to see you, JL. Jimmy D, does Ruth still have her Hello Kitty clock? She does. She does. Right there. Right there. Let me turn it around. Hello Kitty. See it up there? I don't know if you can see it. Hello Kitty. Yep. She loves that clock. If a battery is slowing down, we have to get that clock. Yes. She loves that clock. Yeah. Jimmy D, she loves that clock. RR does too. RR says, still type too fast, LOL. Trust me, I know what a bad back is, Tim D. Yeah. I know, Tim, you've had some problem with that too. Yeah, prayers to the ones, supply chain. Supply chain here is also bad. Steve D, hopefully next year I'll be there. And Steve D, I hope you can be here too. That's another one. You meet Steve D. He's right here in town. He lives, him and his wonderful, beautiful wife lives down in Don Carlos. And he is, Steve D's a really good guy. We used to eat at the restaurant many times. So Steve D's a great guy. I have something to forward to you. I'll send information that you're feeling better. Thank you, Mr. Mitch Brumwell. I appreciate that. Good morning, Tom. I bet I do know her family. It's getting bad. Running out of cars to sell. Ken, are you really? Are you running out of cars to sell? Realist, hi from Central Florida. Just came on the Philippines Open for travel. Hello, Realist. You're in my neck of the woods from Central Florida, Orlando, or where? I'm from originally Lakeland. I moved to Tampa, St. Pete. Lived in Brandon and ended up in Brandon to Lakeland, Lakeland to Tampa again, Tampa back to Daytona, Daytona to DeLand, and all over the place. It was always Central Florida for me. Ended up, stayed a little bit in Titusville, but we traveled the state. British expat, good morning. How you doing there, my good friend? And Friday for San Fernando, La Union. Oh man, I did not know that, British expat. We have to show a passport now. Still can't most places. Yeah. So Realist, I wish I could tell you that from what I know and what I've seen, nothing is opening up. You can travel if you're already here. You can travel if you're already here. If you're inside the country, you can, fly around to go do your things. But you'll find that a lot of the restaurants may not be open to this, you may find that a lot of the hotels that you can visit before, and if they are open, they're limited staff. So you're going to have a hard time with that a little bit. But other than that, it's pretty good. So good to see you. I say, Ruth, definitely knows some of her family. She watches you all. Oh, really? Does she really? Isn't it a small world, though, Kenai? You know what? It really is a small world. I mean, I would have never thought. So, hello. This is Tom and Ruth. And then also, hello, this is Kanoi in the Philippines. You guys settle down around this neck of the woods, it'd be fantastic. If not, but if her family's here, but you'll love this area. You'll love it. No matter what, you'll love it. If you've not been here, you'll love it. You'll fall in love with it. Let me say that. I didn't think I'd like it, to be honest with you. I had an option with Ruth. Ruth, if I don't like it here, we're moving. I have to have that before we get married. She goes, of course, I'll move with you anywhere you want to go. I said, I may want to go to CDO or Dabo. She said, or Duma. She says, fine. After I got here, after the first year, I said, let's test it. We moved into another apartment, tested another year. I said, I like it. Okay, let's go buy a piece of property down there after 2 years and do it. So that's what we did. Lakeland, man, been there, done that, Realist. This is a beautiful place. Lakeland's, it's the hottest, but can have the worst storms, as you know, because the east and west coast meet there in the middle. I told you my diet will be cakes when I get there, at least for any cake you want. She's got a new one. She's going to make a blueberry cheesecake with Ruth's twist on it. And she got some blueberries, ordered them. We ordered them in. She also just made a, what kind of cake was that, R? It was what kind of white cake was that? Chocolate? Not chocolate chip. Oreo cake. Oreo cake. White, but it's so as it is small time. Freaked me out when we met and we're talking about YouTube. It's been there, done that. We all have ties to certain people. I was talking to Philo one time, and Melanie, they got family here. Here. There's a lot of, they have family here. Like MJ, family here. There are so many people that have family that are here that are YouTubers. It's just that I know that just on my channel. And it's not like they just ended up coming on the channel. Ogre Cake, how you doing, my friend? Good morning. Yeah, to get fat. I've actually gained some weight, but I've lost some weight. Kevin and Gemma, good morning, sir. Gemma, Miss I mean, Sir Kevin and Miss Gemma, good morning. As well as us still. We have another couple of flying videos coming again too. Kevin, I love your videos, man. I love the flying, man. I'm really into that. M. Jane is one great lady. She really is. She really is. She, her and Mars both were just great ladies, just down to earth ladies, just wonderful ladies. And I want to eventually meet them, and eventually in time, because they're really great ladies. James Adventures, good morning, sir. I'm still working. So how is Kevin doing? I like to see your video coming up, Kevin. So Kanoa, you got she's got family here. That's really actually pretty good. I think I don't know if Mitch does or not. Somebody has family that I know, and else that I know has family here. You know what's funny, Kanoy, is that I was talking to someone online, and it was another YouTuber and a big channel, and he said I might be in your neck of the woods this when things clear up a little bit in the next few months. And I said, really? Why are you coming here? He says, well, we're going to stop there where you're at in town because there's family there. There's a grandpa and grandpa and things like that. And I said, really? She said, yeah, she wants to move back there. They're in Bohol. They're part of the Bohol group up there. And I said, really? I said, okay. Yeah, pencil thin. Yeah, I know. Where is Davodon? Pencil thin mustache. Yeah, I shaved off the goatee and not colored my hair for a long time. So it's really getting gray. Yeah, it's pencil thin. Ruth doesn't like it when I don't have it. She says I have a long hair to here. She didn't like it. She told me straight, so I don't like it. It's okay. I'll grow the mustache back. So, because most Filipina don't like hair, but Ruth says okay. I said, what about the goatee? No. I said, I know you taught me how to. Yeah, Kanoa, it'd be kind of cool. Rick Morris, another great guy, bought some property by here. As you know, Scoot has property all over. Yes, Scoot has, I think his main property is up Valencia, but he has also property here around. So there'll be a time probably when Scoot gets over here. I don't know when though. And that's the thing. How is everybody doing this time? I think the hardest thing, and I noticed this too. Everybody, including myself, you are very emotional. It doesn't take much to set you off edge, to get you angry, to get you upset. I noticed that for me, because emotionally, it's like, well, I want to go here, but I can't. I want to go there and I can't. I want to do this and I can't. So we can go, but you can't. Like, I want to go back to Seven Seas Park in CDO. Well, I don't even know if it's open. Well, we can't go there. There's a. Are you going to install it? All right, let me show them this modem.
Sorry, I cannot watch live stream.
You can't watch live stream? Okay, we'll put this in. This is what we got. We got 3 of these guys with our setup. I want to show you before Ruth takes it out. We got 3 of these with the phone and all this other stuff. Comes with our monthly service. This thing right here is it's a Wi-Fi extender, and this will eliminate the buffering and things like that. It works as a router. There you go, honey. Thing's heavy. She's going to install it over at the Blessing House so she could be out in the garage on our live stream. And that would be kind of nice to have you on, darling. That way you can comment. Kanoy, honey, do you know Kanoy's lady is from here? Yeah. Isn't that nice? Good morning, James D. How you doing, James? How are things, my friend? Let me get my phone back. It's Dabo done. There it is, Dabo. Is this like yours? Or no? Yours is better than mine. In fact, I know it is. Because yours goes up like this, and it has a curl to it. Apparently, I'm still working. James, I know. She does. That's almost a pencil thin Stamodon. It is. Kevin and Gemma. Kanoy, good morning. Is saying Mr. B, good morning, sir. How you doing, Mr. B? Welcome, welcome, Mr. B. James, I'm just working, logging on percentage, vaxxed every day. Philippines about 20%. They're doing pretty well considering. Yeah, yeah. You know what, James? Hang in there, man. Hang in there. Just hang in there. All right, Kanoy. Yeah, internet. I got internet. I got 5G now. Finally. You don't want to know what I had to do to get it though. I had to beg, borrow, and steal. Almost talked to the president of PLDT. Yeah, but I got it. In only fact, the branch manager out of Valencia City, which is a great place by the way, Kanoy, Robinson. They're building a nice big mall there. They're building a mall here, by the way. So this, because we got 100,000 people here, believe it or not. But this, so I got TV. Signal TV. I got a phone that you can make phone calls, a house phone. I have 3 wireless routers, and it's 2,600 I paid this last month, but it's fiber, unlimited, and there's many devices. Ours is school right now on there. It's nice. Mexi Phil. How you doing, my friend? Welcome, welcome. Mexi Phil, another great channel, guys. You guys, this is a good friend, Mexi Phil. He does a lot of bike rallies and things like that. His beautiful wife does headbands and things like that, and they sell them, and they travel around. He does great live streams. He should be a radio announcer. You guys check out his channel. If you see him on, just go say hi to him. He doesn't care if you go on for 5 minutes or 1 minute, just say hi to him. He does great streams. I enjoy his streams. He knows everybody. He's a really good guy. Pumpkin Joe, good morning, sir. How you doing? How's Mr. Pumpkin Joe? Another great channel, another great guy. You know, oh, my internet. Sorry I was a joke for so long. Besides 100 other services. I know. It was a joke forever. Oh, no, my internet. Ruth and I almost got a divorce so many times over the internet. In fact, it got to the point to where internet was down. We just finally all would turn off everything and go take a nap. It was a nightmare. But now, not saying it's perfect. It goes down, but I have it on solar. So it stays up as long as I have my solar on and their PLDT. Now, we had a storm come through, knocked some trees down, and our internet went out because it broke the line. But they came and fixed it. And I was surprised they fixed it within 24 hours. Thank the Lord. Beam me up, Mr. Let's see, Mr. B. Let's see here. I noticed about my frustration level irritated me, so I reverted to the old me. Very little emotion. And return. You know what? I did the same thing, Mr. B. I was like, I let everything bother me. The little things. Like, here's an example. My brother sent me a message, and I just didn't like it, and I kind of blew up, but I didn't blow up to him. But it was more irritation than anything. You know, I'm telling him, please send me my credit card that he's got sitting at his house. It's been a month now. And because, you know, nowadays they're requiring you to scan your card. They scan it now. Well, I like the QR code scan. And so to me make a purchase, I can't purchase anything. Well, I can, but I can't. Anything over like $100, I can't purchase. So it's like, it's a hassle. It's a hassle because I wanted to buy Ruth a nice gift. Her anniversary is coming up at the end of the month, and I wanted to buy her a nice gift. I want to buy her a phone, and this is going to be something for her, but I can't buy it if I don't have that. So it's just the way it is. Nora Zuna, good morning. How you doing? Tomcat, good morning. How you doing? Another great channel, guys. This is Viking, another great channel. Tomcat is a new channel that's coming up. You guys check them out. Viking, of course, everybody knows Mr. Christian Martinson, another great channel, a good friend of mine. The thing that I noticed a lot of times too, but a level of anger for me, it's my fuse has always been I didn't really care, but I notice I have a fuse now, and it's because I'm getting frustrated. You know, you're seeing this on TV, you're seeing that on TV, you're seeing this over here and that over here, and you can't come here and you can't do what you want. I can go to town and eat lunch, but I find, well, we don't have that anymore. We can't get it. I'm sorry, we don't have it. It's like it's a waste for me to even go to town. So I haven't. I go to town, but I don't go to the restaurants, have my coffee, and do my things that I like to do. It's really put a hindrance on it. As you know, we used to go to CDO and dabble in all these other places every month, month and a half, 2 months, and we haven't been able to do that now for over a year, year and a half. So it's frustrating. Listening for my card to hit the millions this morning. Oh, listening for my card to hit the mailbox. Oh yeah, yeah. Same thing, Pumpkin Joe. Me too. Viking saying hi. Max, hey Tom, great to see you. I'm trying to get to the Philippines. Just want to do the quarantine for 2 weeks or whatever. I want to go visit. Hey Max, you come visit anytime you want. There is they've requested now that if you have certain criteria, you don't have to do what you think that you have to do. Check on the Philippine embassy website and the Bureau of Immigration, and you'll see that I think the quarantine now is for 5 days or 6 days. And you have choices where you can go in these hotels. And some are really nice hotels. Some are not. I'm just going to tell you. But some are nice. So you can have a choosing there where they do it. Some are putting people up if they don't care. They put them up in a location. Some could be schools they're not using. Some could be buildings that they're not using, and they put them in there. I think that's where they put Miss Arlene when she came back, was in a school, and there I don't know how they would shower. Maybe they have showers. I don't know anything. Dom, you should have sent it to your Florida address. You're exactly right, Mitch. And I thought about that. What it was, I got to tell you, it says we've already sent your card out, and I got an email, and I go, what card? So I went and grabbed my cards and went through them, and I go, oh yeah, this is due. And they already sent it before I even realized it was going out. It was an email just reminding me, look for your card. It's in the mail. And it was sent to my brother's house. And I would have sent it directly to you, and you would have made sure. Mr. Mitch, thank you so much. Mr. Mitch has helped me out quite a bit with my driver's license and things like that. So, and I appreciate that, Mr. Mitch. God bless you, because there's nothing worse than not being able to get anything like a credit card or your driver's license or things like that that you need. You need that. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to get you want to get your driver's license, right? And I should have done that, Mitch. I agree. Mr. B. Yeah, and I tell you what, Kanoy, and I don't know, and I know, like, I'm not kidding you. I would see myself and I go, man, this reminds me of when I was in the U.S. I said, I got to back up a little bit. So I'm not letting anything bother me. I'm really not. People will say, the kids come over, are you mad? Nope, I'm not mad. What do I seem like I'm mad? Do I seem like I'm mad? No, we're just asking. Said, you're quiet. I said, oh. One of the cousins said, you're quiet. I said, oh, what do you want to talk about? I want to talk English. I said, okay, let's talk. When I get frustrated, let's see, Mr. B. James said, when I get to grab my fish pogo with nothing to think about but skies and ocean breezes. Exactly. There's nothing better. That's the reason I enjoyed the RV. I could just get in it and go and park it. And who cares if I spend a night and the police comes by and says, you can't stay here. I just move it. I said, okay, sir, where can I stay? Well, over here. So a lot of times I just crank it up and just drive it down the road out of my park. I stayed in the park, but I would travel. Pumpkin Joe is saying, I stayed at a cheap hotel in Cebu and had knocking on the door at 12 and 4. I say to pay more in rooms after that. Yeah, Pumpkin Joe, you're exactly right. Did it work, honey? Not yet. Okay. Well, I'm sure you got a handle on that. Set up. Okay. Well, when Miss Ruth gets on a mission, look out. But it'd be nice to get all the gang here, get a lot of everybody that I know get together. Ruth and I stayed at, as you guys know, it's not Red Roof, Red Planet. And we got locked in the room. The door wasn't open, key wouldn't work, the latch is broke. Eventually, I learned if I'm going somewhere, I need to take, and I can't carry a pocket knife. I can, but I can't, because it gets scanned into malls. But we need to take something, even if it's plastic, to be able to get out of this. I'm never staying at Red Planet again. That's 2 times at 2 different Red Planets. I got locked in the room, and our dog over here is crying. You guys seen our new puppy? I know you have. What are you crying about? Why? You didn't get enough food? But I've had that happen sometimes where we got locked in the room, and it's their locking mechanisms that wear out after a period of time. And you know this as I guess the way the things electric, the top ones don't always go back where they're supposed to. But I know for me, living here, you got to expect the unexpected all the time. You got to expect that the banks are going to not have your credit card. I had a horror story happen this morning. A guy, this guy's name is Gary. He lives in Bohol. He had $1,200. Went into the bank. He said this bank for a year, transactions. There was $1,200 in his account, right? $1,200 US dollars, which is, whatever, 16, 18, 60,000, 70,000 peso. He went into the bank and to draw out some money or do that. And they said, sorry, sir, your account's closed. So the account was closed. He says, well, why is my account closed? Well, sorry, sir, I don't know. So I went to the branch manager. Eventually, it took time, because they're never there. It got with the branch manager, come to find out that his account was closed inadvertently. I don't know, sir, you have to contact Manila. Well, no, I opened up my account here, but why can't I get my money here? Well, you got to contact Manila. So he contacted Manila. And so he contacted Manila. Manila says, hey, sorry, sir, there's no account. So being a Marine that he is, a retired sergeant, he gets on a plane. He goes to Manila. Goes into the bank. This guy, I know him. He's hard-headed. So he goes in the bank. Sorry, sir, there's no accounts. I'm gonna go. It was in there for 2-3 hours. Long story short, goes to try to hire attorney. Attorney said no. He said, she said. So eventually he says, I know what to do. He wrote the American Embassy, and then wrote to the VA, just letters. I'm being taken advantage of. This is what happened. Took about 6 or 8 months, but all of a sudden, the embassy calls him and says, sir, we have a check for you. Where can we send it? And what is it from? It's from the bank where they actually inadvertently close your account. We have your money plus interest. And so we're going to send you this money. It's in US dollars, though. He said, well, how am I going to convert a check? He said, well, just deposit it. He said, I have all my stuff here. He said, well, deposit in your bank in US. So eventually what he did, he had someone open up an account, which you can't do. And so eventually he came to me and I said, just open up an online account online. You can do one through Capital One. ING has one, but you can open an account online and just you can open it within an hour or so and then just have them deposit that in that account. Or, you can take pictures, snapshots. So that's what he did. This is, you never know. Red Planet. Did it happen to you? I tell you what, Kanoy, I was angry. I was so angry. Well, we were in there, I wouldn't say long, in my mind, an hour, but it's only probably like 20 minutes of figuring out that door. And you can't make phone calls. You can't call anybody because the walls are all steel. You can't call anybody. You are in a locked room. There's no wind. There's no doors. And I'm banging on the door. Hopefully somebody hears me in the hallway. And there's nobody in that hotel. Nobody. And this was recent. This was we went to CDO like 5 months ago. In fact, we've been, even though it's under lockdown, we've been out traveling, but no more. Honey Badger mixed blessings for me. Not able to travel, but fewer tourists. After I bought my SRV, I'm not worried. I want to visit Japan, but can't. Maybe next year, maybe not. Yeah, I'm glad you got your SRV, and it's really nice. And a lot of the guys are doing that. A lot of guys are just getting SRV and getting off the tourists, just paying the money to do the SRV. And there's many different SRVs you guys can do. Tom, I have deferred you from Brevard County jury duty possibly 3 times. True? Did you really? Didn't want to tell you, but you were fighting The honey badger. Oh man, did you know that I deferred that so many times? The Volusia County Sheriff's Department issued a bench warrant for me. Did you know that? I deferred it so many times. I said, I'm not even in the state. And I said, take me off the list. I'm traveling. But you have a home here. And I said, yes, but I'm traveling. I'm not there. I'm in Georgia right now. Next week, I'm going to be somewhere else, in Buffalo. And the lady says, well, sir, if you don't come to this one, they're going to issue a bench warrant. And they did. I didn't, luckily, it was a holiday weekend. And the bench warrant was made. And I got back and I said, I got a letter in the mail. And so I called the lady on Monday morning. She says, you need to come down to the courthouse now. There's a bench warrant for you. I had a friend attorney. I said, run my license and see if I have a bench. They did. The fat guy, in Orlando Magic, I had him run Dennis. I had him run my thing. And he ran it and says, yeah, you got a warrant for your arrest, for a bench warrant for not come jury duty. So I went down and got it all resolved. But the judge told me straight up, you are now going to stay here until I say. You're not getting out of this. If you raise your hand when I come up, and I did, is there any reason, let's see, is there anything that would stop you from coming to doing this jury? And I raised my hand, me and about 10 others. And I said, Mr. Young, put your hand down. You're staying. Well, she had it out for me. But guess what? I never got picked because I didn't answer the right questions right. But the guys that are retired loved it. Oh, man, I want to do this. Let's do mine. I was not angry, but had fun with the wife, Kanoi. I did get angry. I never had jury duty. You know what, Mitch? Did you really? Did you really? Oh, my gosh. I never had jury duty. He told me I believe fully informed jury would refuse convicting anyone tax evasion, gun possession, not pot possession, etc. Always excused. Yeah. And get this. When Florida's bad about this. When I went into the courthouse, the first name on the list, when I went in the room, the jury duty room, there's they only need 6 jurors, and there's probably 150 people there. Okay, we're all standing room only. So, and I go in there and said, sir, what's your name? And I said, Thomas Young. She pulls out this piece of paper and says, yeah, we're putting you at the top of the list. I go, what is it? She said, you deferred it a year, and you have to go. It's your duty to go. The guy behind me goes, well, heck, I deferred it too. She says, well, your name's not on this. I said, well, how to come? I said, why me? She says, well, I don't know why you, but you're going. But get this, when I got to court, and it was early in the morning, 7, 8 o'clock, and I didn't get out of court till 4:30 because she made me stay. And she says, Mr. Young, I want you to stay to the end of this. So we picked the jury. And she made me sit in the courtroom. Yeah. I was up there on the stand when they were asking me questions, that they asked the prosecutor and defender. But yeah. Hello, Mr. Charles Huckett. You're Clayton. Clayton. Yeah, exactly, Mitch. Yeah, exactly. But Mr. B, yeah, I had jury duty. Told him I believe I had jury duty one time. It was back. This was in Tennessee when I was young. And I went in there, and my dad knew the judge. And they had coffee every morning. It's just, country thing. And had coffee every mornings. And I said, my dad said, my son has jury duty with you today. So yeah, what's his name? It's Thomas. And so he goes, yeah, okay. No big deal. So I get in there and he says, Thomas, you're excused today. You don't have to go back to work. Thank God. I'm not a fan of it. Mr. B said, I'm taking notes. yeah. Mr. B, don't say anything. But yeah, that's my experience. Pumpkin, I can't believe it. So I get the notice. I call the lady. I says, ma'am, see, I didn't always get my mail, not every day because I'm traveling. So I would get it when I was back in town. Could have been a week or 2 weeks because the job that I had me away and they paid for the hotel. So what? I'm going to drive all the way back and then go back? They paid for the hotel. So I'd work Monday through Saturday or Monday through Friday, depending on what I had to do. And it was retail-based job. And I'd have Saturday, Sunday off, or sometimes just Sunday off. And so I would just filter that around. But as you know, people will always try to So I would have my buddy go pick up the mail sometimes, see if there's something important in there, and he would keep it for me. I gave him a key, but there was the jury duty. I said, "Oh man." Of course, you get the normal bills and collectors that think that you're somebody else, because you get I only had the box for a short period of time, and I get everybody else's mail. I got called from jury duty. They told him, "Don't pick me because I don't care who's right or wrong. I'm rooting for the little guy." Never got called again. I did. I tried that. It didn't work. I said, "Don't call me because I'm very opinionated. I go one side or another." And the judge straightened me out. She says, "Mr. Young, you're causing me to get very frustrated." It was a lady judge. You caused me to get very frustrated today at you. Answer the questions correctly in a nice manner, or I'll have you in contempt of court. And so I wouldn't ask the guard later as we're walking out, why does she have a heart on for me? Why is she mean to me? Why is she so? He goes, what it was, from what my understanding was, is when you told the lady that you wanted to defer this, you told her on the phone that you didn't have time for this. You're working, you don't have time for this. And that lady told the judge that. And the lady's really adamant about that's your job, you should do it, you're a citizen, it's your right, you should keep your right, you should do it. And so she remembered that name and held it and that's the reason why. And I said, well, I did say that because this is wasting my time. To be honest with you, it's a waste for me to go. And that was my attitude. I said, I ain't going. It's a waste of time for me. I said, what am I going to get paid? Nothing. My job gives me the day pay, but I don't want to sit in no courthouse. And to go and sit in DeLand courthouse is really a pain in the neck. If you guys ever been to the DeLand courthouse, you'll understand that. Just Bill, good morning. How are you, my friend? I don't care who's wrong, Pumpkin Joe. Mr. Bell, tell them that being dragged into court under threat of arrest, there's no way I will convict anyone in trial before the judge try to get me arrested. Just Bill, you know what? I was actually angry, and I asked the lady, I said, this is really frustrating me. This is actually making me angry. And I don't understand why that she is having it such a bit. But it was like, I mean, my name was everywhere. I mean, the guards were laughing about it. I mean, literally the guards were laughing. I mean, the guy who said, well, they're taking a break at lunch and you're eating the lunch wherever. So we're laughing about it in the lunchroom. And he said, so I was the pick of the day because the lady judge is really mean. She was. No matter what judge says, you can't refuse to come back. No law exists to force you to follow any jury. You follow your conscience, but they find out, bye-bye for you. Well, I tell you what, Mr. B, I kind of thought that I had rights, but I realized something. In them small courts like that, I don't have any rights of anything, really. I thought I did, but I know she ruled the roost. She was the boss. She was the one that really told me what the heck's going on there. What happens? They call you for jury when living in the Philippines as a resident 13A. IMEB. Mitch said I got 3 of them there at his house. 3 jury calls to go to Brevard County Courthouse. And he's deferred it. So, because my license is still in Florida, I have a license, so, but I don't know. Mitch would have to tell me on that. And he didn't want to tell me when I was sick. So he's deferred it 3 times. I don't know what'll happen. Going to me, and the thing of it is, if he's deferred 3 times, Mitch gave me my license last year, so I'm on the list. I don't know why they do it like that, but I'm on the list. Even if he tells them I'm living in the Philippines, they'll get frustrated. And but I told him I was even out of the state, and that lady didn't care. Charles, good morning. Did you spank it? Thank you, Charles. I appreciate you spanking it. Tell him you should dye your mustache. You can pull off the Tom Selleck look. Yeah, we're going to do it. Ruth's going to color my hair today, she said. She says it's time for a haircut and color my hair. I do whatever the boss says. This time we're going to do it purple. Viking Norway. Hello, Charles. Mars. Miss Mars. I was just saying a nice thing about you earlier. That that you were one of the first ones. Hello, hello, hello. That I, yeah, hello, Charles. Hello, brother. Tim D. When my father retired, he was called to jury and selected to trial. That's 2 years. He loved it. my uh, friend that lived in Texas loved going to jury there. He was telling me that they really catered to him. I mean, they even fed him, took care of him, everything else. He loved it. I'm not into that. I'm really not into that. I may be out. Boy, yeah, I know. So if I've been called 3 times already for jury duty there in Brevard County, what the heck's that mean? That means they're going to defer it. And if Mitch says, "Hey, I'm not around. I'm in another state. I'm moving to another state," they'll say, "Well, why don't you change your license in?" And it gets into a big fiasco. Believe me, I tried to do that too. And it said, "Well, change your license. If your license is not changed by the next deferment, you are to go to court." Hello, Sis Mars. How are you? It's your civic duty. Blah, blah. They should pick retirees. They love it. Exactly. Exactly. But don't pick me. I'm retired, but don't pick me. I'm retired, right? I'm not living in the United States, but I'm keeping my license because what if I go back with my girls, or what if I need to drive a car? I'm not going to go taxis all the time, I no longer have residency in U.S. state, no driver's license, vote. I have way contact, haven't been U.S. 6 years, and we're divorced. You know what, Mr. B? If you're getting checks, though, they can still find you. If you're getting a retirement check of any kind, Social Security, things like that. They know as long as you're receiving those checks, you're a citizen and you are attached. It's like the long arm can just pull you back in. I was watching TV yesterday, watching a movie with the long arm. Mars, just to be able to see what expenses they will reimburse. If they say travel, you might get a free flight. Yeah. You know what? If they want to pay me to come back to jury duty in Brevard County, Mitch, tell them, okay, I'll be there. Just pay my first class expense, food, hotel, everything. The whole time I'm there, no worries. How long will that fly? You're right. Big Kev, how you doing, my friend?
Excuse me, what I will choose?
Well, let's see. I would choose master bedroom. Master bedroom. It's saying where you want to place this at. Okay. And what it's going to do is going to try to find it. Where's it at, darling? It's the Blessing House?
No, you should be connect on that one.
Oh, they're making it. You got to connect to the thing?
No.
Well, we'll have to run a line over there. We'll do that, darling. I'm terribly sorry about that. We've got the house, cars, driver's license, etc., all in Phoenix, but never had to serve jury duty so far. Phillies to Phoenix. Good morning, sir. I tell you what, one of the hardest things in the world was me going there that day. I was angry. I didn't sleep all weekend because I got the notice on a Friday afternoon, evening when I came into town, picked up my mail. I'm reading your message. Good morning, Hillbilly. How you doing, my friend? Mars. But you think about it. It's true, though. Why they make it? They should have a choice. But I guess if that was the case, nobody would do it. But a lot of retired guys just sitting at the house anyway, they want to do it. Even if I lived there, I wouldn't want to do it. For me, that's me, though. That's my opinion. I'm not a type of guy to go and listen to a jury trial. I'm just not. I'll watch it on TV. I'll watch on whatever channel that is. Tim D, thank you so much, sir. God bless you, and thank you for always spending your valuable time. Mars, great to hear. Charles, let's see. The free ticket thing, I would try. LOL. Yeah, you give me a free ticket, US, I'll go jury duty. No worries. Tom, you should dye your hair gray and pull off Colonel Sanders. I could do that, Mitch. Colonel Sanders. I could do that. Get me a white suit. I'd have to have it made, though. Good morning there, saying Mark. Easy to get old out of jury. Hillbilly, that's what I said. If you go and you raise your hand, is there any extenuating circumstances that you feel that you cannot serve on this particular trial that may last anywhere from 1 to 15 days or whatever it is. You would say, I would say, I raised my hand. And because the lady had a hard time with me because I already deferred it to the max. You can only defer it so many times before they make you go. And they issue a bench warrant, and that's what the lady did. I don't know how they can do that, because what if that person moved out of state? What if that person did this? But I guess by contacting them, it shows that you're a livable person. If you left it in the box and never replied, I guess they just throw it aside. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not that smart. I don't know. I don't know what would happen. Easy. You guys saying hello to everybody. But during the times, though, Mars, do you find that your attitude is a little bit short-tempered? Do you find that your temper lasts longer? Do you find that your temper is, how can I say, easier? Or do you find you have a longer fuse? Or do you get mad easy? I find during this time I get mad easier. But here about, I don't know, and I got that right after I got sick. And I came and I finally realized, I said, okay, I quit. You know, I am not going to be angry about any of that stuff anymore. I don't qualify for residency anymore. Domicile is based on intent. I have utilities back here, bank here, insurance here, SRB. I have a lease here. U.S. banking, no residency. In U.S. is banking. Well, I understand that. In banking in U.S. now, you have to show a legal address or in order to have a U.S. bank account. So at one time or another, you had to show a place of residency to open up an account. So they may still be using that. So they're declaring that. And that's the reason why, even though you don't have a driver's license, even don't have any of that stuff, that's how they declare it. That's the reason. If you get a check, that's the reason you're still getting a United States check. But I'm stating that because I already been through this with someone else, trying to help him out through a pickle that he was in, a big pickle in a situation with banking and stuff. And his banking thing's really a headache. It's really hard. So, hey, Sir Liner, St. Thomas, Colonel Sanders, the white suit saying this finger looking good. It's hilarious. Right. Let's do a skit, Mike. I'll be Colonel Sanders and you be, I don't know, what would we call you, Mike? Mikey. Remember the commercial? I eat anything, Mikey? Little boy, remember that? The commercial on TV? I used to love that commercial. See, baby, no time to get mad. Too busy working. Yeah, I understand that, Steve. Yeah. USAA, I mean. Oh, okay. I understand, Mr. B, I understand. Yeah, it would be kind of funny to see me in a white suit. It wouldn't stay white very long with me. Bank at both countries. Yeah, that's right. We do, and so you have to in order to get your money these days. USA will accept foreign address for accounts. Oh, USSA will accept foreign addresses for accounts. Well, if my online banking that I had here that I have here in the Philippines, I had to show an address through Capital One of where I have in U.S. Now that's here. I don't know about this, but I agree with you. If that's the way it is, it's fantastic. But here's the other tie is if you're receiving a check from the United States government in any kind of means or forms, though, Mr. B, I would think, and I don't know, I'm not an expert, I would think that is still ties to the country. And you still, whether you classify yourself as American citizen, you still classify you as that. Now, I understand there's another about, you guys tell me if I'm wrong, Hillbilly, you guys, is there another stimulus check coming down the road? Somebody said there is, somebody said there's not. Did it get approved? Hello, Mark King. Still use permanent addresses, USA addresses. I know that my Capital One did. I had to use my, I did use Mitch's address on one that I had to do, but I did do that. Steve D saying hi to everybody. Mr. B, USAA. There are services where you can get a regular address and have mail forwarded from there. Yes, they that's right. Just Bill, it is $100 a year. Yes, there are services where you actually have a USA address and have all your mail sent there. I was actually going to do that. There's an RV. There's an RV thing you can do if you have an RV, and there are certain requirements, but you have to sign. And this is the thing really would get me. You have to sign a form, and you have to be present to sign the form. So that knocked me out of that. Do it by that, and I eventually ended up. Mr. Mitch stepped up and he helped me with that, and thank God bless him for that. And it was nice. So that helped me out a lot by using that. And you're right, just Bill. There are some nice ones. So it's USAA. Okay. It's easy to have piece of land address. No taxes over there. 63. Yeah. True. Mark King, did Ruth have a chance to see the video I sent you about breakfast? No, she did not. She did not. She's out doing laundry and messing with this thing here. It's driving her crazy. Yeah, keep my RV on a small lot year round. I pay 0 taxes. Hillbilly, that's the way to do it. I even thought about buying a lot, like up in Georgia, like where Simpson Welch is at, Mr. His channel, and do that. And have a place there up in Georgia, but
Come here.
no forecheck. Okay, that's hard. Good morning, sir. How you doing? Nice to see you. Welcome. Let's see. And if she did, which one would you like and treat first? Yeah, she didn't see it yet. My address, Social Security, is here. I'm still a citizen, but not a permanent resident of the state. Yes. Yeah. Okay. My address, Social Security, is here. Oh, by the way, that's another story on that one. The banking is starting. I don't know. I've gotten 2 or 3 emails on this. If you have your checks deposited here in the Philippines, be prepared for someone for them to hold the checks now. They're starting new banking rules that they're holding the United States checks for a period of time before you receive them. Some get them within that day and next day, or the day is next day. Some get them 10 days. Some days are getting them into 21 days. Some are getting them as much as 6 weeks now. This last check of August and September is 21 days before they get their money from the United States. I just have mine in the U.S. and just pull it out. It's easy peasy, because their limit FDIC is here, and me fighting with this guy, helping this guy on that $1,200 was a nightmare. So I realized, if you have any kind of money here, you have to be very careful with it. This horror story is coming out. Banking, what it is they're losing their viable interest, their constant streams because of the economy and what's going on, and so it's causing them to look at other alternatives. That's the reason they're charging $17 a transaction now to pull money out of the bank. And so if you have a $200 withdrawal, 10,000 pesos, they can charge up to $17 to $20 per transaction. I don't care if you have Charles Schwab, I don't care if you have Capital One, I don't care if you have Chase, I don't care what it is, they're still charging that fee. It's what they call their internal fee, and they can charge whatever they want. Then they charge you $2.50 on top of that in order to do business at that bank. So I'm helping a couple of guys with that because I have a friend that's an international attorney here. He lives up in Bohol. It's really sad that somebody's charging $17. They actually charged me $17 also on a transaction recently. So I see a trend starting to happen. So if you have your money here, you might think it just open up account in U.S. again or something, just to reinforce things, because things always do unexpected things here. You have to be prepared for the unexpected. Don't expect things to be always the same like it is in the U.S. Things are constant in the U.S. It's a constant thing, unless somebody buys out the bank or the bank does this, the bank does that. But usually it stays pretty well the same. I mean, I was at Barnett Bank, and then it started Barnett Bank in Florida. Then it was something else and something else and something else and something else. I think it's Bank of America now. There's been some talk about forced stimulus check, but it's been just talk. Doubt will happen. I saw a video yesterday say it's going to happen, and it should be already on its way. But that comes from a Social Security guy, but I don't know how he would know. Steve Baby is saying, we're getting internet, Tom. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I really love this one. It really is. Pumpkin Joe, these days times that RV nomad life has appealed to me. Pumpkin Joe, I tell you what, Ruth and I even looked at some. You can buy RVs here now. But the problem is the campsites and the dumpage and things like that. But I'm telling you, Pumpkin Joe, that RV lifestyle for me personally was some of the best times I ever had in my life. Because guess what? I would stay at a state park. You don't stay 2 weeks. Sometimes you get to know the guy. You stay 3 weeks. And then you're not supposed to come back to that park for 6 months. So they have that 6-month thing. But there is so many state parks. You could never, in a year, you could there's so many, you could just drive around. You can drive around the state. So it's free. I think dumpage is $5. And, you just stay for free. You pay your electric and your water and dumpage and things like that. Some have free internet. Some have free cable. It's a state park. So it's state land you can actually stay on for free. You know what I'm saying? It's really kind of nice. It's really nice. So $500 a lot. Nothing wrong with that. Not a thing wrong with that. What's your favorite football team? Chris is asking me. Chris, my most favorite football team is 3. I have the Pittsburgh Steelers, Buffalo Bills, only because I live there, Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Dallas Cowboys. My number 1 team is Pittsburgh Steelers. As a kid, you guys know the wall and all that. Go back in the day. I'm a Steeler fan. Have been. Took me 3 days to send money from my bank account to the girls. I tell you what, Steve, that's awesome. 3 days is pretty good, though. Yeah? Say, Tom, question is, the DOA letter, SA, canceled this year? Yes. It's canceled until further notice. Drop dead letter is out, A. Gone until. All states have Homestead Act for over 63, and this is zero tax up to 26K. Huh. Okay. Do you need a special visa to stay an American citizen there to get your Social Security? No. Once you're a U.S. citizen, you're always a U.S. citizen until you die, unless you say, I don't want to be one anymore. But yes, you're always a citizen until. So, you just stay a citizen. It's the right of any American that worked, you get your check. Or you have deposited. You have your check deposited here. My friends have ceased that recently because of the trouble they're having at the banks, because the banks are not getting the funds they were getting at one time, and they're not as luxurious and things going perfect. So there's a new thing there,
Daddy, how many meters that one from here?
And that's probably about, just say 15 meter to be safe.
15?
Yeah, 15, 1-5. Let's see. The land bank in the Philippines is a good one. Land bank's good. Land bank's the one who took my credit card and kept it. I got crypto account fast to move money there. Steve D, that's the best way to do it. Crypto, you can move it fast. Probably is can you get your money out? I have a hard time getting my money. Land bank, local bank. Land bank's good. Land bank's good. Yes, it is. Yep. They're good bank. That's how most of, like Dole and all the big places pay their bills. Pay their salaries is through the land bank. I love Seahawks. Yeah. I have both accounts. Yeah, that's the way to do it. David Don is saying, so the Social Security increase is close to 6. Yeah, 6.2%, David Don. So you're going to get a big raise. And so what are you going to do with that? My friend says he's going to get $200. So what are you going to do with the 6.2 increase in Social Security next year? I know. I don't know. I don't know, David Don, but it's nice. So yeah, Social Security increase is going to increase 6.2%. People that are on disability, it's going to increase considerably. They're going to set standards. So it goes up from point A where you're at now. It's going to go up to this and then this. I don't tell you the amounts because I don't know. I'm only know about my Social Security. Not finalized yet. But 6.2%, well, that's what they said, what's the name to say? You know, I don't know. Could be 7. I doubt it, around 6. 6.2 is what was said to me by my tax guy. I don't know if that's true. I don't do taxes anymore because I don't make enough money. And so I just asked him in an email. So what does that mean? He says, well, what that means is, as it stands, you go 6.2, and that's it. Yeah, Tom, you get debit crypto card you upload when you want to get 5% on your money when using USD coins. Huh. Over my head. But you know what? Tom, rich than me. Yeah, not me. I'm not getting 200. My buddy is. If it's 6%, I'm getting some, you know, but it's like, I wish I was getting 200. Yeah, Tim D is largest raise there since 19. Am I thinking 85? Am I correct with that? Since 1985. I'm still here in U.S. Keller saying, I'm spending my Social Security increase on increased cost of food. My food bill is double. Food bill here is double also. Oh, since 1988. Okay. 14%. Oh, wow. Yeah, 6.2 is not that much at all for me. It's not that much for me either, but it's enough. I'm happy with it. I will not complain. Listen, anything else. I don't care if it's $20. It's more than that, but it helps. You know, that's the thing. It's like my buddy Alton. We were talking one day. He was drawing from Social Security and all the war and all that stuff. He's drawing about it varied about $1,400 a month, thanks to Social Security and what he's getting from the VA. So he's making about $1,400 a month total. The thing that he was telling me the most is all the trouble and all the stuff I went through and all the heartache, and I got a bullet in my skull over here, and all the stuff I went through being there. And he said, $1,400. I said, I know. Sir Lion, a long time ago, yeah. The large increase 14. I did not know 14%. He like kid, he can take off on you. You better stay close, dog. I was happy when I got my increase last year. I'm in the Philippines. I'll be spending an increase on diesel fuel for my bunker boat. Oh, okay. Nothing wrong with that. Fishing boat. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. A boat's a good investment here. Find a place to find just about anywhere to put it. There's something that's nice. Something that I wouldn't mind having is, like I said, it's an RV where I can travel around. Problem is where you dump it and the dumping sites and all that stuff. I know for me, a lot of times you don't really realize. I miss that part. I want to move to USA for banking, getting away from Citibank. USA lets me use a foreign address, and Citi is a last physical tie to residency there. Other than your checks, right? My bank initially told me that I told them, I said, I'm moving to the Philippines. And they said, okay, you're fine. You have to do this and this. And back then you had to call the bank and let them know every 6 months where you're going to be. Now they have the chips, so you don't have to worry about it. The chip cards gives you availability to go anywhere in the world and use your card. The thing that you have to be very careful of too is the new thing here is they're getting the skimmers and they're attaching them to these side, like in Davao, there's been a trend going on where they're putting the skimmers on the unit itself, on these standalone units, like maybe at the mall or outside the mall, they'll have a standalone BDO bank, or like you go to BDO and they'll have like 6 on a wall and you pull your money out. You have to watch. There may be a skimmer there where it can read your credit card and get your information. They come back and do that. That is a new trend that's hitting here very hard and heavy. And the technology is where now it's just a very small device, like, and it's got a camera built in on the thing. So it's a new thing. It's trending. I could not believe that and why someone wants to attack some poor farmer that's pulling out, has 7,000 peso in and do that. But really, in the long run, you think about that, these people are something else. Same thing they used to do at the gas pumps. You guys know this. Have them at the gas pumps, have them wherever. They have them all over the place in the U.S. So that's something here that this now is trending. It's trending. Let's see here. 1980. If I'm seeing diesel fuel. Mr. B, USAA, okay. Wolfen, good morning, sir. Nice to see you, my good friend. How's Mr. John doing today? Blame Reagan. I just purchased a beachfront lot park, a bonka boat. Good for you, Anthony. High five. Good. I'll come. If you got a beach lot, I'll come visit. I'm teasing. Beach lot's good. Cold have to change. Okay. Guys are talking. Ganoy, you still here? When are you? Why you can't come until it's open? I was going to ask you when you're coming, but you can come whenever it's open, and I understand that. It's like you never know when it's going to open. I wish I knew. Morning, Mr. Graham. How you doing this morning? My Social Security check doesn't time me to residency there. My Social Security address is in here. They don't have a U.S. address for me. You can drive on a foreign license in the U.S. if you have permanent residency outside the U.S. Drive on a foreign license. So you can drive on a foreign license there. I didn't know that. I didn't know you could drive on a foreign license in the U.S. Okay. Tom, the skimmer is still happening here in the U.S. Yeah. It's something here. It's really, I understand Davos got hit pretty hard with it. And so it's a new thing. ATM skimmer's been around Manila for a couple of years now. It happened to me at Iola Greenbelt Mall in Makati. Did it really, Sir Liner? Did they take all your money? I tell you what, it's really sad. It's really sad. It's hard to detect those things. Now it's almost impossible. I don't know how you would even know, right? Hillbilly's saying, under SSI restoration, keep more in your auxiliary benefits, SI2 1152, SSDI 1379. Okay, I can understand that. Say, Rami, so good to see you, Wolfen. Graham, good morning. Got to go, Mr. B. All right, see you later, Mr. B. Thank you for spending your time today with us. We appreciate it. So, Graham, Davodon, how you doing? What have you been doing lately? What's going on with you lately? How was everything? So, Wolfen, how was everything? My check doesn't lie. So your checks don't come here. Okay. Your checks come here, but you have a bank account here. So you have your checks deposited here. I thought about that when I first started when I come here, and I realized, I said, I don't know. Land Bank is a good bank. Robinson's Bank is a really good bank. SM has their own, but really, Land Bank is good. And they're usually all over the place. Land banks are where you would never expect them. There was a land bank where I was at. How come we couldn't pull money out of that land bank? We pull money out here on land bank. We couldn't do it in Cebu. We went to Cebu, as you know, we couldn't get money, and we could not pull money out of land bank. But yet we could pull money out here at this land bank. That's what I'm telling you about banking. Ruth does. That's where she pulls most of the money out now is land bank. It's easier, just as long as they don't take your credit card. Wife is cool and in quarantine. Is coof and is in quarantine or cool. She's in quarantine. I have friends across town tonight. Hey, Graham. Mitch, Tom, God bless. Working on new astronaut crew. to fly a rocket and new Boeing capsule training in early morning. Nice to see you. Nice to see you too, Mr. Mitch. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for what you do. God bless you, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a good day. And thank you for coming on. Thank you for the super chat. High five to you, sir. Hope they pass it. Help a lot in the U.S. of general income increase allowance under SSI Restoration Act. Keep more auxiliary benefits. It would help a lot of the economy. They're going to have to stimulate the economy somehow, right? In some cases, people are saying that it's like Kim was saying, they need cars to sell. They're selling the cars, and there's no cars to fill the need there. I never thought that I'd ever hear that in my lifetime. Who would ever thought? You go to a car lot, and some car lots have 1,500 cars on the lot, and they sell all those cars. But in this day and time, are they selling those cars? And are people having, they get enough money to even afford them? You know, I don't know. There was a lot of hate back in the day about that. How about you guys remember Pop Z back in the day? There's quite a few older guys like myself that are not are considered older guys now because we've been online now for a few years. A lot of newer guys like the Tomcat, a lot of newer guys, Pumpkin Joe, are coming on and trying to get their channel monetized. I wouldn't begin to say how many new channels have started. And a lot of the older channels, and I miss Philo. I miss Philo in the Philippines. I miss seeing him. I miss Kanoy doing his stuff. I miss the guys, that doing theirs. And of course, Kanoy is over there, and he's not here right now. But once he gets here, and if he comes to my neck of woods, that'll be nice to see him. Yeah, you remember Pop Z? Remember him? And remember all that mess with him? And remember him going back? You remember? It's like I remember one. I got to tell you this. I remember one where him and his wife was sitting out having breakfast, and I watched that video, and I'm saying, I want to be there. Having a video is a bamboo place, bamboo house, wherever he was at. I don't remember, but I remember having breakfast. I said, I want to be there. Beautiful sunny sky, having breakfast, having a good time. And they did a live stream. And I'm going, now that is cool. But anyway, you guys know all the story on Pop Z. Increase SSI 1152 and SSDI minimum 1379 monthly. Wow. That's fantastic. Tom, in Arizona, they cannot even able to hire people here for jobs. They cannot even able to hire people. Is it because there are not enough people, or the sources dried up, or what? I don't know. Hi, Bill Pratt. How's Mr. Bill Pratt? How you doing, Bill? Good to see you. John Hill, good morning, sir. Thank you so much, John, for coming on. Hi, you guys. Looking a lot better, sir. Got a bike and hope to take a trip over to you. Anything you need from Davo? I don't think anything. $1,000,000 peso. No, just teasing. Anytime, John. Mark King. People tired of slave wages. Can't blame them. Pop Z got blacklisted and deported. Yeah, he did. And you know what, Mike? Really? Why? For not paying? Why didn't he? What was the reasoning? I often wondered about that. I never really got the grasp of that happening to him. But a lot of the older guys, there was a lot. Even Mr. Life living in the Philippines, which is Rike. Even he's out now here, and he's somewhere, I don't know, Taiwan, Vietnam, or in U.S., I don't know. And I think Gio's still here, right? Gio is still here. But a lot of the guys now Rike was there. Chris Britt's still here. He's happily up there in his Ninaga doing his thing. You still have that group, Philippine Dream still here. But there are quite a few that moved back. There are quite a few people that actually moved back to the U.S. I mean, quite a few. More than I would have thought that moved back to the U.S. for whatever reason. Yeah, that's right. He is in Let's see, what is that? Friends work in California, 8 hour use, $8 US, $8 an hour, $8 an hour, $8 in minimum wage, $9, $10 now, or no? $8 an hour. Yeah, that's the last I heard. He was in California. Yeah, yeah. Don't know, Tom. Pops was his own start. PI has theirs. Yeah, okay. I just never really quite wondered. I mean, if you keep up your visa, you can stay. This is all there is to it, right? If you don't keep up your visa, and how anyone won't keep up the visa, I have no idea. If you know, it's like if you know you got to put gas in the car to go down the road, why don't you put gas in the car? If you know you're going to go empty and the car's going to stop and you still need to go somewhere, you put gas in the car. Same thing on that visa. You got to refuel that visa to keep it so you can stay here. I've wondered about that. Then he kept blaming everybody, but yeah, a lot of drama there. But I just remember it. Rique is at home in California. Gio's still here as well as Paul McGill. Okay. Who's Paul McGill? Paul McGill. Who's Paul McGill? Ron, Mr. Ron. Who's Paul McGill? I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with that, gentlemen. Gio's still here. Now, Rique and Chris Brent and a few others, Mike, you guys remember Mike, My Philippine Journey. Mike's a good friend of mine. Sorry, he's gone. There's a lot of guys, but those are the guys I watched. I think there are two reasons why most of the older people like myself retire, left, do not want to work, and they pay their offering. Yeah, you're probably right there, Mark. Not this January. Minimum wage goes to 14 past wage increase before wage increase. I see, Hillbilly. I got Smart Pass, new minimum wage 15 an hour. Oh, California. Okay. Good morning, Chi. How you doing, Miss Chi? Davadon, Chi Torres. How is everything? So, so really, what happened? Kevin T. Good morning, sir. Good morning. These people are getting too much in benefits tax credits during the government giveaways. Even Indiana, McDonald's paying 15 an hour. Can't find help. Kevin T. 15 an hour. Man. I got called. I used to do a lot of resets. I was independent contractor. This is a job that I do on the side. Like, say you go into Best Buy and they say, okay, we got to build a Samsung wall, Samsung TVs. They would contract that out to subcontractors, and they'd pay you, $200-300 for the day's work, and they would pay that weekly to you, or whatever the amount was. Contract would vary. What I did, I installed all the Microsoft Game Boy things into targets. And I had a contract of like 100 or so targets that I had to do and sent to Florida. I did that on my off time. And they would just pay you per store. So once it's done, you submit all the pictures, submit all the documentation with the manager, all that signed stuff. And you go to the next store, and you go to the next store, and you go to the next store, and you do that, and you build those. And it's really easy peasy money. Once you did one or two, you could do them in half the time, First one always took 3 hours, and the next ones took, 40 minutes or less. And I made a lot of money doing that, but you had to pay taxes on that money. But really enjoyed doing that because I had the freedom to, if I didn't want to do that day. But it all had to be done within a certain period of time. They give you 10 days, they give you, whatever that had to be done. Paul. Okay. Paul, Old Dog New Tricks, 30K subs. He's a friend of Rique's and Gio's. Okay. All right. I didn't know his name. Paul, Old Dog. Okay. Yeah, he's not been here that long that I know of. Good for him. Good 30,000. Good for him. Chi, I'm 60, almost 63. I'm okay, Tom. Good, Chi. Good to see you. Wait till you rethink what age again. Yeah. Here, pay $10-12 work factories. Before COVID, it was $10 now. Please don't go 63. I think, too, now, and I got a job offer here, believe it or not. I got a job offer. They asked me to, this company I used to do contract work for, that's where I was headed. And they asked me if I wanted to go to work there. They had some contract work they wanted to do at Walmart's, and to go in and install Vizio, the new Vizio TVs with all the graphics and all the stuff, and then put the SD card in and put so they can show all the fancy stuff that the Vizios can do, and had to frame it and all this, that, and other. It's approved through Walmart. Well, just for giggles, I replied to them and I said, "What are you paying per store and how many stores?" And they said, "According to our records, you haven't worked for us in a few years, but your support in the past has been excellent. We're looking for people like you because the people that we have now are not performing to the standards that Walmart is requiring. But we'll pay you $100 a store, and it should take you about 20 minutes to do it." And I said, "How many stores?" She said, "A little over 150 stores, and they're in Central Florida and scattered out certain areas, but it's all in group, you know." And so I said to myself, "Wow, could you see the dollars? Could you really see the dollars?" So I saw an opportunity there, and I said, "Well, it ain't worth flying back for, but man, I could do it. I would do it." I had one time Firestone do windshield wiper blades, to count all the windshield wiper blades of whatever deal and all the Firestones, and they assigned me 15. I got the 15 done fast, and they assigned me 30 more, and then ended up being 30 more and 50 more, whatever. I made a fortune. It was nice getting a couple grand check. And they write the check out. You just have to adhere to it. And when that was deposited, I go, wow. Then Home Depots and Lowe's. I mean, there's so much work for people not having the ability. I had to put signage one time. You know how hard it is to put up signage with sticky, with the contact things? Exit signs, welcome, aisle 1, aisle 2, aisle 3, like that in the supermarkets. And I'm going, but it's viable interest. Everybody, but what it is, they get the check and they get the $300. They're contented for that week and 2 weeks, and then they don't do anything else. Tom, I know most people here don't like to work, even if they do have a job, never show up again in time. That's exactly what happened. That's what the lady was saying to me. We will pay you, and they're paying me more. I had a guy get mad at me one time because I submitted pictures, and he thought it was duplicated pictures. I said, I'm saying in the same, I go to a different place, they're all new pictures. They're not the same pictures. So I said, I know what to do. I'll just write the date and the time I was here, and it'll be different every one, and then that way you'll be able to tell and what store I'm at. So I started doing that, boy, because he didn't want to pay me. He didn't want to pay me the amount of money that I was making, because I'm a guy. If I had to get up at 3 in the morning and go to Target, I go at 3 in the morning to Target and start doing them all day until 3, 4 in the afternoon to get the job done, to make the money. But I was money oriented that way. Tom, been a while since you were in the USA. Price vary. Gas $3. Wow. Food increase 20%. Rent 20. Car insurance more need 20. Yeah. Hillbilly. I know. I know. I'm sorry to hear that. $3 a gallon for gas is $4 here. Work ethic not the same today. Devil Don, I guess not. I mean, it's really different. I asked someone to do something for me, and sometimes it seems like it's hard, you know, and a lot of times don't understand why. But that's the thing. Work ethic we grew up with is wildly different than what it's considered now. But when we would go to work, we had to do it. I mean, we really had to do it. If you didn't do it, you may find yourself out of a job. If it's hauling 100 bags of feed somewhere, you just did it. Would you complain? Yes, but you don't complain out here. You complain inside your body and in your heart. If I could, I would just stay 62. Me too, Mark King. I decided not quite having birthdays. Yeah, quit having them. I agree with you. Great idea is not having birthdays. Aging, death. $6 a gallon. Oh man, Bill Pruitt. I've been making extra money doing odd jobs for people. Can't wait till my girls are able to go to school. Then I work full time. Yeah. If you need 2,200, sleeps in the next morning is 70. We had a project one time. My friend and I were going to do, and we were going to split the profits. It was traveling around installing Ryobi drill sets on the end caps of Home Depots and Lowe's. And as you guys know, there's hundreds of them there in Florida, and they would pay so much per store. So what we did was we made a deal with the company that we would go install them. And we installed like, I don't know, a lot of them, because it's just a board you just put up and you put the stuff up and unpacking. The hardest time is finding it. It's not putting it up, it's finding it in the warehouse in the back rooms of these stores. There's lawnmowers and tractors, and it's always in the very back underneath the tractor. You know what I mean? Packed on top of the tractors and everything else, So, but it was something that we did, and we both enjoyed it, and we both ended up making good money. I made more money doing that side work than I did on my regular job working for iPhone. And so that side work really enhanced and helped me be able to come here when I was 60. And it gave me the availability that I could come here at 60. And I'm 66 now. So I just turned 66. So you can tell I was here at 60 and I'm 66. So it tells you how long I've been here. And it's amazing how, actually I was 59. I'm sorry, I was 59. I turned 60 the next month. So I've been here 6 years. So that's 59, turned 60, and then stayed here a month, two, and then left and stayed there a month, two, come back here. It sucks getting old, but think alternative though. Yeah, it sucks does getting old. I caught myself outside. I cleaned out the garage yesterday, and I thought I was in pretty good shape. No. But anyway, it was a good experience for me. I'm gonna go out and cut all the tops off the posts, the rebar, frame them up, and I got some solar lights coming, the dome solar lights. I'm gonna put on top of those. I'm gonna paint the fence. Just activity keep going. So my next thing is I'll do a video on the garage and show you how that looks, and then we're gonna do a video on the fence, the fence lines, things like that. Just keep busy, You need $2,200 a month to live in the U.S. would be, I mean, I was living in an RV and it still cost me, $1,100-1,200 a month, $1,300 a month. I bet one under the age of 50 never had to work the third grade, and you're getting paid for it. You are working for a family member and worked like that all they had in high school. Exactly. A lot of people, as you know, quit school because they had to work on the farm or things of that nature. You guys know all that. U.S. gas price high 7 years, 40% since January. It's $4 a gallon here, guys. Prices have increased here like considerably. It has gone. A thing of coffee costs. It's just expensive. I watch my PQs. I use my solar as much as I can. I use things to cut my electric down. I have my solar stuff in the garage waiting for the solar guy, but he's under quarantine. He can't come. He's been quarantined now. Can't even get out of it. They have the street blocked in regards there. What is that? It's been over a week. So hopefully get out of quarantine, come help me with my solar here. I'm going to have him install it. So that way it's done right instead of me doing it. Gas prices. Gas prices really, they've scooted up quite, really high here for us too. It's gotten to the point to where gas on these guys, tricycle. A lot of the guys, they're having a hard time finding people to carry around during the day. And my brother-in-law does it, so he's figured out working nights. It's easier because you can't find a tricycle at night. And we've had that problem, by the way. Thank goodness we got family members that do it. So we just pick up phone call, and if it's 3 in the morning, we'll get off the bus, which it has been. We have them come pick us up. The things that you don't really realize that, 20, 30, 40, 50 peso a trip is not enough money. So the guys started working nights, and they're making more money longer because there's nobody working nights. And that's a good thing. Bill Pruitt is saying, hold on, why people want more money per hour. Right, Mark. We raked, mowed, passed papers to make spending money. I know I did. Bill Pruitt, 320 gallon pures, 278 E10. Yeah, Canoe Rich. I tell you what, too, I remember mowing yards and doing what I can do. But in Arizona, where I was at that particular time, there was not a lot of mowing we could do because grass would not grow where I was at. Okay. If it was a small patch, 20 by 20, you're doing good. Okay. So I would do everything I could if it's just picking up rocks out of some lady's yard to get it, because that was the thing. Go pick rocks up. As you know, boulders seem to pop up out of the ground there. I don't know why, but that's what I did. And I would try to figure out a way, but my father told me, said, if you do these things, I will give you money. It's like I told her, I said, since you're at school and your channel, your video channel, your top 10 video channel is kind of in limbo, you make videos, I pay you $1 a video, which is good money. You make, 3 videos, you get $3. And that's a lot of money for a kid here, that's 50 peso here. And at the end, if you make 100, you'll get that money. I don't care how many you make. So she's been doing that. But the school has taken up so much of her time because of the COVID and because of no FaceTime. So they just bombard the kids with, it's that accountability. I sent it to you, show that I'm working my job, as a teacher. Yeah, thank you, Graham. I think prices here increased 20% in 18 months. Yeah, people are here too, Graham. Yeah, it's that way. I walked a mile to school in the snow. Dabble done. I know it. Me too. My dad. Yeah, I had holes in my shoes. I didn't have any shoes. And I made a statement to his sister one time. Says, he's fibbing to you guys. He said shoes. We were rich. We didn't have no worry about no shoes. We had all the shoes he wanted. I said, what do you mean you're rich? Well, your grandpa was a doctor. I said, yeah, I asked Dad that one time. But he's always poor. But he walked 100 miles to school. 267. I did not get paid doing housework. That was expected for you to do the house. Exactly. Washing dishes after every meal, putting them up, all that stuff. I get paid for it. I get anything. It's your duty to do it as a child. How you learn. That's the thing about kids nowadays. They don't understand that that's just the way it is. You got to learn. You got to do it. Don't complain about it because you got to do it anyway. Why are you complaining? And kids now, they complain. We've got a couple of problems in the family where the kids are talking back. And that's a no-go with us Americans. You guys know. We'll slap somebody in the head. It gets to a limit. Somebody talking back. Now, they don't talk back to me, but they talk back to their parents. And it drives me insane. I said, it's the first commandment. Come on, guys. Honor thy father and thy mother. What is this? What are you talking about your parents for? I don't want to do it. I'm tired. I'm kapoy. Kapoy of what? You don't do anything. You have no job. You have no life. You have nothing. I'm kapoy. Kids. 267 for gas. When was the last time you guys even remember what you paid for a loaf of bread? We pay $1 a loaf here. What do you pay for bread in the U.S.? $2 a loaf? $3 a loaf? I can't use a gallon of milk because I don't know what a gallon of milk here costs because they only come in quarts and half gallons. And you have to get the fresh milk, and which is over there. Well, my friends and I needed money. We needed to do something like getting bottles and turn them in stores like 5 cents for each. Washing cars, cutting lawns. Yeah. And I tried the washing car thing, but there's only one car, and the papa had it, and he's at work. So it didn't work for me. I'd do it on Saturday, but he's still at work. Hey, Tom, wish all help these women to help that you can on fixed income. I agree, Hillbilly. Yeah, exactly. $1.10. Save a lot bread. Yeah, it's $1 here. It's $1 loaf here. You know what? That's the thing. $1 loaf here for bread. Unbelievable. I had times when I walked a mile uphill school, thick fog, crossing the street was a guessing game. You guess where no cars coming and ran. Yeah. How about the blizzards or snowstorms? You guys know more about that. Like Kanoe knows all about that where he's from. The blizzards and snow and the whiteouts. I learned the first whiteout of my life is in Buffalo. I never seen anything like it. I go, oh my goodness, what am I going to do now? I can barely see what's the road. And I had a guy with me. He says, look at the lights in front of you. And I said, well, let's hope he knows where he's going because I don't. What if he turns off the road? He said, well, turn with him. I said, so I did. I turned into his driveway one time, this one guy. I had times when I walked a mile My father would tell me that. My school was far. Yeah, I don't really remember if a distant wise. It seemed like a long ways. We would have to ride the bus to school though, so it was far enough that they had a bus stop for it. But as you know, buses can be late from time to time, or no bus. So sometimes we had to walk and be late at school. And got it reprieve. They all playing what I call 3%, 3% 1 hour and 3% next. Yeah, exactly. Kevin is saying my bills for the month of my wife, the Norte, was 2,500 electric, so $50, 2,600 internet phone, 10 cable, 4 coop. Glad we own our home. Hey, you know what, Kevin? That's exactly right. That's about what I pay. My electric's a little bit more than that, and our food's just a little bit more expensive. But $10 cable, 4K for food. That's exactly my expenses, Kevin. If you were to look at that, that's a little bit more. Like my electric is about that, a little more because my air conditioner stays on 24/7, even though I have that. And this is going on 100% solar if I can get the guy over here. 10 cable, yeah. They do all playing. We had to figure out how to make money on our own. No one told us how to do it. We just candy money, something to do for the store. Yeah. You know what? Yeah. I actually asked the guy one time if I could sweep the store out for candy or something, and he said sure. And so the store was called Simpsons, and we go in there. I said, "Can I sweep today?" He says, "Okay, today. Tomorrow, no." I said, "Okay." So I go in and I'd sweep it, and he'd give me a candy bar. My pick of any candy bar. I think candy bars were a nickel, maybe a little less. So I would do that. And that's how I got my candy bar sometime. Oh, Davidon. Tom, try to work both farm, job, and school. Couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I did not have a farm. Thank goodness. I could not do it. Farm, job, and school. Couldn't do it. I have to admit it. I would say I couldn't do it. At that age, I couldn't do it. As I got older, I knew I could do it then. But at young age, you don't have a choice but to do it, right? My first income was delivering newspapers. Yeah, income. Delivering newspapers, that's a hard job too. Collecting that money. You guys remember the story? The little boy running around wanting his money in a movie? I need to work to be able to get 3 candies for my 3 sisters too. Yeah, I would ask for a candy bar. He was stingy. He would not give me one for my brothers. If he did, he would give them suckers. But I would eat the candy bar before I got home, so they didn't know I had the candy bar. Well, I was doing the work, so they got the suckers. Kids only know what parents teach them. I've seen so many mothers complain about unruly children, yet they're the same people that spoiled and fussed over the kids since birth. Yeah, a lot of it. Have you noticed here, Graham, that how they raise their children is a lot different than how we raise our children in the United States? Here, they kind of let children do what they want to do when they want to do it. If they don't want to go to bed at 8, they let them stay up till 10, 11, 12 o'clock. As you know, we have times of going to bed when we were little. And kids don't want to get up in the morning because they're up playing games on the phone and the gadgets and this, that, and other at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 years old. And they don't want to do that. So they're kapoy when they get up, and they're angry and they're mad at the world, and they hate everybody and they hate everything. And the reason is because they don't get their sleep. And so like with our 8 o'clock rolls around, she's in the bed. She don't like it. She hates it, but that's just the way it is until. And I don't care. If she don't like it, that's fine. Just don't like it. Because in the future, one day she'll realize and she'll thank me for it. But that day is not hit yet. Boy, does she hate it. She hem-haws around. She'll hem-haw around. At 7:15, they take a shower. I know, Daddy. I know. And that's the thing that you still, even at a certain age, you still have to tell them. So that means their responsibility level is not up to the standard. They know they have to get in the shower, and they're just waiting the last minute to go before they know they do it. You know, they push the buttons, but they think you weren't a child before. You know everything, you know. Like my friend, this browser over here. Like a lot of kids now are going and they're online, they're on the wrong sites and they're doing the wrong thing online. And what I mean by that is they're going on sites now because they're at home and they're chit-chatting on sites or chit-chatting on Facebook and they're going on pages and watching videos on YouTube. Well, they don't know that they're going in incognito and they do that and they think they're not tracked. But nowadays there's a tracking software. It tracks everything they do and keeps up with them, even though they're in incognito. So if they're on a browser, things like that. And my friend did that to his daughter, and come to find out, she was talking to some kids that were in India and somewhere else. And so how Ruth and I do it, we can go on our ISP here on our PLDT. We see every site that ours been on, everything she does, incognito, who she's talking to, how she gets into Facebook, how she gets into all this stuff. So we can actually see what's going on. But they think they're smart. They're not smarter than us because we've been down that road. We're smarter than them. So when they're chit-chatting on YouTube and Facebook and things, the people they're not supposed to be chatting with, we know about it. So, and Ruth and I decided to do that also so we keep an eye to make sure we keep our kids grounded in a certain way that, you know, we can watch, because you never know. Kids are kids. You know what I'm saying? They're going to get into everything. Let's see here. You're right, exactly right about that, Graham. XRP will rise after the security case is over. Let's see. Had to, if I want money. Exactly, Hillbilly. 8 years started work farm school, 12 work farm, 10 horses. Oh man, that's a lot. Horses, a lot of work. I had a TV guy route. Mr. Ron, that's cool. If you want to see why the world's so messed up, hang out Walmart on Saturday. Amen to that. Hang out Monday through Saturday. Hang in. Yeah. Kids are not sleeping well here, particularly since the government closed the schools. I see 16-year-old kids playing outside at midnight. It's crazy. Grandma, I know. Well, this one's here, mine in bed. If I had 2, 3, 4, they'd be in bed. I don't care what they say. They're in bed. But you have to do that. Now, as you know, I was married before, and they just took it as that the way it is. My kids before, they just say, okay, Dad, whatever you say, we'll go do it. And they did it. But here, I know those kids over here are just a little bit different. They try to balk. You guys know what the word balk means. Balk in a certain way to their benefit. But little do they know, if they're with a foreign guy, I don't care if it's Australian, UK, New Zealand, Netherlands, wherever, he's gonna make it toe the line there. And they are. They're up at 3. They're up. I heard the kids out there playing last night. It was at 9 o'clock. See what? Yeah. See why Tom retired work from age 8, get older. Exactly. The guy at the store I'd gone and said I could have one candy for $1, 50 cents, 4 for 20 penny each. Oh man, that's a good deal. Mark King. When I get back, my electric may go up. Used don't air con as much. Had to pay for about $5. Bought my first car for money I saved. I did the same. I bought a car. I ended up working in a supermarket. My father got me my job. You're not sitting around. You're getting a job. And so he got me a job. If they catch your kids out 9, where I'm in Davao, police would ticket the parents. Yeah, they have curfew here. 10 o'clock at night, they have an alarm that goes off, and you better be in your house by 10. Usually streets roll up here at 7, but you'll see them out there. You see them out there playing. I did a hang at Walmart night. They have videos you can watch on YouTube. Exactly. I seen people at Costco walk around with dollies full of stuff, shopping carts. Franklin 5 and Den. You know, my brother managed one of them for years. Franklin 5 and Dime. Cheapest of candy was Ben Franklin's store. You just get $1 a week, my grandmother's farm. Hey, $1 a week, okay. I remember I made 1,000 peso a week, working hours that I did, whatever. It could vary anywhere from 4 to 10 hours, depending, but it was a union store. It was a supermarket, but it was union. I got paid a little bit more than the average guy. And I ended up making net after about $20 to $25 a week. And I would take out the $5 and I would give the rest to my father to put in for a car. And so what I did was, how many weeks did it take me to reach $1,000? At $20 a week, right? So I saved up to $1,000, and there was a car for sale that I wanted, but my father had other motives. My father says, "Hey, why don't you just buy our car?" "But Dad, it's a four-door car. It's not cool, man. I want a cool car." He said, "Just buy my car for me for $900. Let me use it for like another month or two. I'll make sure it's all good, new tires and everything on it for you. And you just buy that." Dad, that's not cool. I can't have that car." Then I got to thinking about it. What am I arguing for? It's a good car. It's a 1967 Oldsmobile. And four-door, and it was a nice car. So that's what I did. And I bought that car from him. But he ended up keeping like 3 or 4 months. It didn't matter. I wasn't counting. I didn't count. It was my father. You don't count with your fathers and mothers. You just don't count. I didn't care. What do I care? I bought it, and I knew that he's a man of his word. So I got my car. But he was actually going to buy a car, and he just used the situation to his advantage. It's fine. Kids now work to get welfare and sell drugs. I see people in Costco walking around with flatbed dollies full of stuff, shopping carts. Man, I tell you what, they're all over the place. They shop like crazy there. And they do a good job on packaging that stuff. And you can make some good deals, really good deals. And I know, and I used to buy a lot of stuff that way in bulk. Here, I'm not really into buying bulk. I just need a few canned goods, staple items, some bread and things like that. But we got a store in the street, or 2 stores now in the street. When I have kids, my kids need to go back in the house before dinner and before the sun goes down in the winter. Exactly. Same here. I grew up that way. And in bed by a certain time. I don't care. Because kids, they need that extra sleep, right? Don't they? I mean, so they can sleep. 5, 6, but 6, you're not home at time of that. It's dinner. Need to wait until the next day to eat again. That's what happened to me. Yeah. See, that's the thing you don't really think about, that here, no set time for eating. U.S., we got up, had breakfast right before school. And even as you get adult, you had your breakfast, whatever it was. If it's a banana and a cup of coffee, you sat down and ate it. Here, they eat lunch anywhere from 11 to 2, whenever. They have an afternoon siesta sometimes. They'll sleep after they eat, 30 minutes or so, and then they'll go back to work. And reminds me of Puerto Rico. And evening is anywhere from 5 to 7, 5 to 8. They'll eat. Or really forget 5, 6 or 7, 8. And it's different. It's different. It's really different. And I've noticed that it's everywhere. Everywhere it's like that. And then I noticed the kids just kind of do what they want to do when they want to do it here. Like if they don't want to eat, the parents don't make them eat. They want to go to bed. They don't go to bed. Even to start at 5, they're going to play on the phone. They're still playing on the phone until whenever they fall asleep. If a child here decides that he wants to go to school, he'll go to school. If he decides he doesn't want to go, parents say, "Okay, you stay home." So it's different. It's different. And it's hard for me to wrap my head around it because, as you know, it's the culture here. And it's hard for me to button my mouth and keep my mouth shut about it because it's like, what do you mean? What is that? Like that, when the street lights came on, time to go home. It's saying, yeah, I know. I could drive a Ram Ambassador for free 4-door. I bought a GTO instead. Oh man, Mr. Ron, I would too. Yeah, Mark King, on summer 5 or 6, you're not home. That's when dinner is. You need to wait until the next day to eat again. That's what happened to me. My mother was the same way. If you didn't have kids, my kids need back in the house before dinner and the sun goes down. My mother and father would lock the door. If we did not eat, everything is on our plate. we could not go to bed. We didn't like it or not. My mother would sometimes put it on the plate. If we didn't like it, what? Tough cookies. You ate it. If you didn't like it, you sit there all night. Go ahead and sit right there all night. I better see that food gone. And if I see it in the garbage or given away to the dog, you got another thing coming. I remember my father sitting down with me one time because I didn't want to eat catfish. And he said, I tell you what, I'm going to solve this in about 2 seconds. You don't have that food down in your belly within the next, I say 3 minutes, I'm going to get the belt. That food was down before he got up out of the chair. And I learned a lesson. I will never win when it came to my parents. They were always right. So summer by 5 and 6 p.m., you're right. You're exactly right. Street lights came on. It's time to come home. Tom, think about it. Work on welfare, then same drugs, 11, 18, stay on their cell, 1, 3 a.m. Kids live in the house. Exactly. Breakfast, you need to be dressed day and not in either pajamas. Exactly. I see kids in their pajamas playing in the street. I really do. I'm thinking to myself, do you not have day clothes? If a child from 7 and above has their pajamas on and they're up and they're after breakfast and they still have their pajamas on, they better be changing them in my house. That's just the way it is. I'm not mean. I'm not rude. They can have everything you want. You have all the things you want. Laptop, free internet, things like that. My dad was 68. Buick had a tank. Yes, Buick Sabre. I love that thing. My father had one too. 1967 Buick LeSabre. I love that car. They had 11 p.m. curfew in Columbus, so on the news they used to say 11 o'clock, where are your children? Mr. Rod, I can see that. Mark King, 5 p.m. dress and breakfast, have go to one of the cows, bed, local news. Yeah. My parents would remind us kids their home wasn't a restaurant. If you're not home in time, you missed out. If not, same anything, we did not eat. Yep. Same here. Yep. Same here. Same here. And there was we could have snack when we come home from school and things like that. They never quarreled about that. But there's one thing they did quarrel about. If you sat down at that table, you eat your food. And if they put it on your plate, you don't say no words. If you did, you get slapped upside the head. You only get slapped up about 3 times and then you start eating it. Or you just like getting slapped upside the head. But we just ate it. Or the father would give you the look. And you know what the look was. You better eat it. If you don't eat it, you will regret it. And if you want to test me and keep testing me because I will win. That's my papa. Yeah, whenever I left out dinner was for breakfast the next day. So your mother fed you the food that you had the night before. If you didn't like it, that was to eat. And you didn't like it, you go somewhere else, right? Yeah. Graham, mine same way. I missed a meal one time. I had football practice. And my mother says, you missed out the dinner. I'm sorry, son. I said, I know the rules. I know the rules. It's okay, Mama. I took a shower and took all my gear and put it outside like I'm supposed to, And I remember my mama, she grabbed something. She made little sandwiches, meatloaf. She made a little sandwich meatloaf and put it in a napkin and put it off the side of the bed. So when I got in the room, it was there with a small glass of water. And so, but she knew that I was intending to get home. It was the football practice. She didn't tell Papa because, it's just rules. My grandfather was worse than that. You say something derogatory at the meal, they didn't have TV. The radio was off and everything you taught family. If you didn't, you could not eat. Cows picking chicks, gardens before school. Oh man, what? I don't know. Hillbilly, good for you. I've seen grown-up people grocery store in their pajamas. Me too. Walmart. I've seen people in the Walmart that didn't have much anything on. Looked like pajamas, but I don't know what they were. I see some people come in there. I did see some ladies of the night come in there one time, just about had nothing on. I have grown-up people in the grocery store there in pajamas, exactly. I wasn't allowed to leave the table until I ate everything on my plate. I knew about the starving kids in Africa. Boy, did we hear that one. Yeah, same thing here. We ate everything on our plate. We did. We had no choice. There was no him on around about it. And if you complained about it, you get slapped upside the head. And that's the way it is. Hello, Jim and Rose. Good morning. God bless you. I think he just lost the internet. Is it still on? I'm on. Did it kick out? It could have kicked out. Sorry about that. Good morning, MJ. How are you? How is MJ? We were talking about you earlier. It was all good. Raised to go to bed after the local news went off 10:30. Hillbilly. My dad, when I got, I don't know, 15 or so, I said, can I stay up for the news? Depending on the mood of my father, he says, okay, you can stay up. But if I find that you're the next morning in a bad mood, he said, and I said, Dad, but I'm never in a bad mood. He says, well, I mean sleepy and tired and sluggish. He said, you can't watch anymore. I said, okay. I did stay up and watch till 10:30. And news came on at 10 to 10:30. But I only did it a few times, to be honest with you, because football and baseball and basketball, and I was always tired. So I went to bed with my brothers at 8. I would go to bed at 8, even till I was probably 16. I just did. It was easier because I had a lot of energy the next day. Enjoy the time. We need to talk to my wife now. Okay, see you later, Kevin T. I'm going to get off here too. I've been in here over 2 hours. Good morning. Good morning. Charles King is saying hi. Yeah, that's going by fast. Tom, I have to go breakfast table to listen to the morning news and go to work. Exactly. Well, I tell you what, I tell you, 6 a.m. And you know what? My mother would get up at 5:30 every morning, cook the breakfast, and so we could have breakfast by 6 or 6:30 and be ready to go to school and leave for 7 or so, whatever. And she would do that every day, never complained, never said anything. It was always that way. So I think I'll call the stream, guys, because I'm really sluggish and tired now myself. Thank you so much. I've been on 2 hours and 1 minute and 58 seconds. I want to thank everybody for always coming on my stream today. I want to thank everybody for spending their valuable time with me. It really is nice to get back with some of the guys here. And it's really nice. I'm good, Sir Tom. Hope you're well. Yeah, it's nice to see you too. Yeah, I having breakfast. Good for you. Yeah. Yeah, now my family let me stay up till 9. Yeah, mine was 8. Sometimes we'll filter into 9, but really it was 8 o'clock was our time. When I got older, like 15, 16, I filtered into 8:30, depending on what I was doing. But I was never really, I was into other stuff, sports and reading, not reading books, but into modeling, like shooting up rockets and hands and electrical stuff and stuff like that. And so I would be messing around with that stuff. So I want to thank Hillbilly, Mark King coming on today. Jim and Rose, thank you so much. My good friends, Mr. Ron, MJ, Charles Suckstadt. Thank you so much for coming on today. Mr. Ron, thank you. Kevin T, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mark King, Mr. Jim and Rose. Thank you so much for coming on today. Mr. Mitch Brumwell, thank you for coming on, my good friend. Thank you for spending your valuable time. Charles Suckstadt, thank you for coming on. Mr. Bill Brett, Davil Don, thank you. Pencil Thin, Mark King, Bill Pratt, Wolfen, thank you for coming on. Graham, thank you for coming on today. Chitoris, thank you for coming on today. I want to thank everybody for spending their valuable time. Let's see here. Who else we have? John Hill, thank you so much, sir, for coming on today. Graham, Hillbilly, Kevin T, Mars, thank you for coming on today. Wolfen, Anthony Keller, thank you. Viking Honori, Christian Martinson, Big Kevin, thank you for coming on today. Mr. Mike Sirliner, thank you for coming on today. Steve D, my good friend Steve D from Canada, coming on today. Kanoy S. Hart, thank you for coming on today, S. Hart. Thank you, Kanoy, for coming on today. Mr. B, thank you for coming on today. Phillies to Phoenix, thank you for coming on today. Pumpkin Joe, thank you. Mr. Ron, thank you. Tim D, thank you. Just Bill, thank you. Mr. B again, Charles Suckstadt again, thank you. Thank you for coming on. Who else we have here coming on our live stream today? Mexifil, thank you for coming on today, Mr. Mexifil. James D, thank you for coming. Kevin and Gemma, thank you for coming on. Jim and Rose, thank you again. Olga Mateau, thank you. Jimmy D, thank you. Realist, thank you for coming on out of Lakeland, Florida. Kanoy, thank you. Ken Unger, James Wiley, Steve Baby again. Badash Khan, thank you from India coming on. Raccoon Password, thank you for coming on. I think I got everybody. Thank you so much. I try to do one maybe on Friday. So I want to thank everybody for spending their valuable time with me today. Thank you always for watching our channel. And thank you for always spending your valuable time with me today. God bless everybody. I will see you again on Friday morning, 8 a.m. I will do another live stream. God bless everybody. See you again. I'll try to have Ruth on this time. See you. God bless.